What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like, subscribe to the channel as you tune in and you check out the content. And with that being said, man, I want to speak about this recent uh, uh, picture that came across my timeline, right? And this is LeBron James. It's they're showing LeBron James whining to the referee, then they're showing Luka whining to the referee. Then at the bottom, it has a quote from Marcus Smart, right? And Marcus Smart is at one point in time was one of the better on ball defenders in the NBA. And so Marcus Smart, what he has to say about this is instead of getting back, we're talking to the refs, we're talking to the officials a lot. That's difficult. Let me see. Definitely that definitely doesn't help. We got to be better able and to play and move on to the next play, right? I don't have my glasses on. So we got to move on to the next play, basically, is what he's saying. And you see that, to me, I just find this to be just so disrespectful for Luka and LeBron James to do this, especially they've been in the league long enough to know, LeBron James has like he got 4 championships. And you know that in order to win at a high level in basketball, then you got to go all out, and you got to move on to the next play, and you can't just stay at the you know let somebody steal the ball from you, and then you stay at the end of the court with the referee just talking to the referee. You, it don't work. It don't help your team. It don't work. Very rarely do like referees reverse calls and say, "Oh yeah, you was right." So you give up. You turn the ball over at one end, and I've seen LeBron do this and Luca on plenty of occasions. Turn the ball over where they feel like they get fouled, or maybe they want to flop, and it turns into a turnover. Now you got a fast break going the other way, and the guys, like these two guys are complaining and whining to the refs. And just think about if you are a somebody who's defensive minded, like Marcus Smart, right? And you so used to playing tough, hard nosed defense, and then you got guys who you're leaders. Like LeBron James is a leader on his team, Luka is a leader on his team, and you got your leaders who don't give any effort on defense. That has to be so defeating. And in my opinion, like I said, it's just disrespectful to your teammates. It's disrespectful to your coaches and really the fans, because people want to see this is professional basketball. And professional basketball players should be, especially with the experience that these guys have and the level that they play at, they should they should have like short memories. Turn the ball over and boom, immediately they on to the next play. So I I can just imagine how Marcus Smart feel. I remember watching Michael Jordan. Who stole the ball from Michael Jordan? Somebody from the New York Knicks. I think it was Xavier McDaniel stole the ball from Michael Jordan at half. He had just crossed half court and tapped the ball away from Mike and stole it. And it took off, he took off down the other end. Mike took off immediately too down the other end. And Xavier McDaniels thought he thought he was gonna have an easy layup, and Mike caught up with him, and at the last second hit the ball and knocked it off of his leg. And so, you know, that right there, just the crowd and everybody in the arena just went wild, man, because if Mike if Mike had a it would have been people would have been surprised if Mike would have just gave the layup, conceded the layup, because it's only 2 points. But Mike was the kind of champion, like he didn't concede anything. Immediately Mike went on defense. He didn't grab the guy and foul him from behind. He went down there, man, and made an excellent play and knocked the ball out the guy's hand and hit off his knee and went out of bounds. And the Chicago Bulls get the ball going back the other way. That's a play that I never seen Luka make. I've always seen Luka, somebody hit him or somebody steal the ball and knock the ball away from him, and he's acting like they hit my hand, and he'll give up the easy bucket. Same thing with LeBron. I've seen people do the same thing with LeBron. You know, because LeBron James is not all that good at dribbling anyway. So I've seen people pick his pocket and go the other way and lay the ball up. When LeBron James don't even give an effort to go down there and and try to make amends for the mistake that he made. But yet, these are the two guys. These two guys will call out their teammates if you make a mistake. And so I can see why somebody like Marcus Smart would be, it would be frustrating. I think like in the basketball world, a play like that, that's a big no-no to make a mistake and not even try to make amends for that mistake. It's just disrespectful, like I said. And so when you see players like this, and he didn't mention anybody by name, but everybody knows that he's talking about LeBron James and he's talking about Luca. I never see, even let me see who's not a good defender. What's the other guy name? Austin Reeves, right? Austin Reeves is not a really good defender, not on ball defender. He's probably a better team, defender. Maybe not on ball, but I can't see Austin doing that. In my opinion, I just think Austin probably get a bad rap, you know, um, than he a worse rap than what he should as far as his defense, because I do see Austin Reeves trying on defense. But these two guys right here, man, they don't even try on defense. I've seen people, LeBron just stand in the lane and allow people to go back. His team, the guy he's playing, LeBron James will allow, take his eye off the man he playing. He can't watch the ball and his man at the same time. So his man will sneak and go back door and get a layup. I mean, a layup, you know, um, in crucial times of the game, I've seen this stuff happen to LeBron James and Luca too. It really, in my opinion, when I don't care how many points you score, if you score 30 points a game and you give up 32, that's just not good math. It's not good math at all, man. And so I can see why Marcus Smart is upset, and I'm not. I bet you that Roy Hachimura and everybody else on the team is upset when you got guys who don't, your leaders who don't play defense like this, and it don't set a good precedent. You you want to set a good precedent, and you want to be a good example, especially for guys like DeAndre Ayton. If DeAndre Ayton is the kind of player that he'll follow more so like if you're a bad influence, he'll you know he'll he'll blend right in with that. If you're not playing no defense, he won't play no defense because he don't feel motivated to play defense anyway. He the kind of player that you need to really stay on top of him. So I can see DeAndre Ayton not rebounding, not playing defense, or when he do, it's a half-hearted effort. So that makes the team, like, it sets a bad precedent because now, if you can't get your superstars to play defense, then you can't get your role players to play defense. And that's why I just think that LeBron James and Luca, they're the kind of ball players that can't be coached because I'm sure their coach JJ Redick wants them to play defense, but JJ can't get them to play defense. Neither one of them. They just are opposed to playing defense. And it's crazy. I can see why the Mavericks, let Luca go because it just don't make any sense, man. For somebody who what they want to say is like one of the faces of the league, this guy just don't want to play any defense at all. And you can't have your leader. You can't have your leader just playing basketball like that. He played basketball on one side. I've never seen a great basketball, player that just don't want to play defense at all. Don't care if you score or I just never seen anybody like that. Even guys who are not really great defenders, like Steph Curry is not a great defender, especially on ball. But he plays, he puts in that effort. He'll get physical. Like if somebody try to post him up, he'll get physical, and he won't give you anything easy. But these guys right here, man, yeah, they take the cake. I don't get it. So that's my take on it. Make sure to like and subscribe. Also, don't forget to leave a comment, and I will check you all out in the next video. Peace.